Hey guys! Welcome back to another episode of Girls Glasses God Podcast.
Episode 3.
Oh my god.
So, thank you for being here, Ebun and Omo-Olorun.
Oh, thank you. You're welcome. Thank you for inviting me. It's a great honor and
I'm
a
privileged
privilege
to have you on this podcast.
Thank you so much.
That
It's an honor being
And
here.
I just want to know a little bit more about you.
What exactly do you want to know? I'm happy to answer any questions that you have.
How did God create such a beautiful person?
Thank you so much for asking that question. Like a lot of times,
That's a very good question, right?
it's a very good question. A lot of times that exact question keeps me up at night. Like sometimes I'm unable to sleep because I'm like,
Let's talk about those struggles.
it's a lot.
The struggles of being too beautiful.
It's a lot, to be
And
very
people
honest.
coming up
Like
to you and
people
like,
don't understand the weight of it and the pressure that it brings.
How do you manage the weight and the pressure?
God, baby.
Oh,
Just God. A lot of times
give
I
it
just
back to him.
I go back crying. I'm like, I know God, you created me like this way, and I really, really love it. And like anytime I'm getting stressed, I'm like, God, I'm getting stressed.
Yeah.
And then God is like, don't worry, I
Yeah.
got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
God's got you. God's got
Every
you.
time.
Hallelujah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Amen.
Welcome to our podcast.
Thank you so much.
All right. What
Come on, pay your offering.
What did you do that I'm paying off? I beg you.
I just bless you.
Guys, welcome back to the podcast.
Yes. Welcome back. Welcome back.
What did you do this past
What did I do this past week?
or weeks?
Yeah. I have had a blast, right? I have had a blast this past weeks. Let me say the last 2 weeks actually. I think that was the last time
past 2 weeks, yeah.
we recorded a podcast episode. But it's been really good. So I just ended a project at work and finally I was able to take a break.
Clapping this thing. Yeah.
Yeah. I was able to take a break because it's been, back to back.
Yeah.
And then so I spent a part of that break in Florida. I was in Miami thanks to free hotel. And then I went to West Palm Beach after. I feel like it was just like a break that I didn't really have to spend a lot of money.
Yeah.
Right. And I was so
You just
happy
utilize the
about it.
resources
I'm
you
telling
had around.
you.
I think that's the best kind
like
of.
I didn't pay for my flights because I was able to use points for the flight. I didn't pay
that's
for like
nice.
accommodation. Like I was like, this trip,
This is what we
the
want.
amount I spent, like I didn't really pay for food except like the first I had breakfast at the hotel and I was like, this is giving. This kind of lifestyle that I like.
This kind of travel we want. It's giving an all expense paid.
My dear, it is though, because I love to travel and a lot of times when I travel and I use my money, my chest is like but funny enough, it's been a while I traveled with my money. Like it's
Okay, but
been a
because
while.
you've been traveling for work now.
I've been traveling for work, yes. And even when I was not traveling for work, the trip just got paid for one way or the other. So it's been a while. Actually, I lied. I went to Nigeria with my money.
Like, I was waiting. I was thinking in my head,
lied.
like, which one are you talking
lied, I
about?
beg.
Which one are you talking
I went to
about?
Nigeria and that thing cost me.
I was even going to ask, and maybe this is like an offside conversation. I'm like, you don't have trips this year. Like, you haven't planned.
Oh,
Maybe it's because of
have.
work.
I have. Don't worry. I have.
Okay.
Well, actually, you're right. Like I haven't like sat down to
Compared
like say,
to like usual, how you
like say, oh, like I would usually want to. I want to have an international trip this year. Just when?
Do you know the question
I
I was
don't know
going
yet.
to ask you was that are you going to become like one of those people that travel every year to Nigeria?
Not necessarily Nigeria, to be honest. Like, but at least out of the US.
country.
So it might not be Nigeria. It might be. Then I also want to go to other African countries as well. I know Kevin has been saying we should go to Ghana. I don't know what that would look like this year, to be honest, because everybody just kind of got swayed in different directions. But we'll see.
And then it's even going to be expensive to go to Ghana now because of like 30 December. So like,
Oh,
I feel like, not like even if you don't go in December, like prices are like
But off peak season,
maybe not as much as Nigeria though.
yeah,
but
off peak season, I think we can. But I want to go to I want to go to African countries. More. I want to go to the top countries on my list. I want to do Kenya, Tanzania, Zanzibar trip. Like just spend 2 weeks in East Africa. That's one place that I really want to go. Then I want to go to like other places as well, Rwanda, southern part of Africa,
Egypt.
Not really. They're not the nicest to people like us.
Yeah, true.
So
South
I've heard the same thing
Africa.
about Morocco, but I still want to go to
Yes,
Morocco,
I've heard the same thing about
especially
Morocco.
after um the AFCON thing. Like it was a whole thing, and I don't know. I still want to like go to just check off,
Like
like
that,
just
this is
tick
like
off the
Marrakesh and everything.
but I
But
don't think it's a place that I want to like. I
maybe
want to like
Madagascar.
go. Madagascar, I really want to go, but it's very far. It's like the ends of the earth. Madagascar is very far,
Somebody
but
has to go. Like,
I nominate you. You and Toby. Go on our behalf.
so let's go on a safari.
Yeah, but you can do safari in Eastern Africa as well. So like Kenya, Tanzania, they have like really, really
Kenya
good.
is really nice. My partner at work, she went to Kenya during Christmas.
Yeah.
She went to
I know a lot
Kenya.
of
She
people
really loves it. She
like
really
they come
loved it.
back for the safari and they go for the safari. Even when Pastor Johnson and Pastor or someone went and then they showed themselves like doing the lion thing. I don't know if you ever saw that post, but I think it was Kenya. I think it was Kenya as well.
Okay.
So, but I want to do that. I have a lot of places in my head. I wanted to do Qatar until they started bombing Dubai. I was like, hey, oh
But you know the thing
Jesus.
about like when crisis happens, that's the best time to travel to those places because flights are cheap.
If you can't
Hotels are
book for
cheap.
them,
But that's not what I'm trying to say.
I
I'm trying to
beg,
say
I
it's
beg,
the most
go.
affordable. It's the most affordable time you
Hey,
can actually
and I think
travel.
I saw a post about the lady that was stuck in Dubai, and it was like it's only Nigeria that are left. That every other country they've
Yeah.
come to pick up their citizens. They were just there stuck. I said, hey, I'm still carrying
God, I
green
beg.
passport too. No,
Let's be careful what we are
my
doing.
sister. I really, really wanted to go to Qatar. In fact, like earlier this year, it was a place that I would have said that
You're
was on
going
my
to go.
top. I thought I've been watching videos on like things to do there. I wanted to go there and shop. So yeah, so Europe, Africa, and Asia. I don't think Asia wasn't like my plan for this year, but it was part of the plan. Maybe next year.
I think if I can travel internationally this year, I want to go to Venice. Like I just I don't want to go there during a terrible season as well, where I'm not
Yeah.
able to enjoy it.
But anyway, there are a lot of places to travel to. We'll take it one step at a time. If I travel this year to places, fine. If not, fine as well.
And
Like
you can also do, and again, you've already done travel within the US as well. There are a lot
yeah.
of places to visit in the US. There are a lot of
Oh,
things
for
to see, like
sure.
natural.
Yeah.
One of my colleagues, she's very big on like natural parks. Like they check it off.
Yeah.
Like so, she really loves
I
natural
think a lot of
parks.
people from the US they do that. They call it not natural. They call it what's the name they call
National
it?
parks.
National
National
parks.
parks.
Yeah, national parks. Yeah.
So what's funny enough, what she was telling me was that she used to work for somebody, I think he was a manager or a senior manager, and he's like much older and he's like very big on hiking. And she was just like, how is it like so how does he love hiking so much? And she was just encouraged, like if somebody that is much older can do this.
Yeah.
That was how she started her love for hiking, and she
Yeah.
has gone to like a lot of national parks
Yeah.
now. So
Yeah.
those ones are also beautiful. And
Yeah.
then we're talking about your
Yeah, there's so many things to do basically. But yeah, I was there. I enjoyed my time at West Palm Beach. Shout out to Banke and Dolapo, great hosts.
Hi, Talapo, hi.
It was amazing. I went to Peanut Island, which was really good, fantastic. I went to so like if you ever saw a video of me driving the is it boats now, the big boats or whatever they call it. So it was there. I did that. I went to and then when I went there, I remember like when I was coming back from Peanut Island, because I drove Banker's car to the place. So I was like trying to figure out where I parked and then I was like looking left and looking right. I was already like, ah God, I beg. And it wasn't my car, so I couldn't track my car. So everywhere just looks very similar all of a sudden. So I was trying to trace. So I stood by the side of the road and I was trying to trace like my
Was it
step.
like in a parking deck or like parking
There were
lots? Open
parking lots. There was just a lot of parking lots around. So that's how one bald-headed guy just drove by me. I don't know. Again, I don't know a lot of cars. So he drove by me in supposedly a fancy car, and he was like,
Put to you.
"In
Because
a
it's in
while."
Nigeria that this typically happens.
Yeah, this happens in Nigeria more often than not. So he was like, "I'm Jay. What about you?" And then he wrote his name. I think he had already written his name, maybe his number. I don't know. He probably saw me coming, so he wrote his number, and then he was like, "Call me." He's like, "What's your name?"
Say I'm E.
I said, "My name is Esther." And then he was like, "Okay, call me." And he's making his eye in my head. I'm like, "Bruh, do you know where I parked my car? Because what is doing me
I
right now
understand
is
what
not doing you." I was like, "What if I now print this guy's name and say call for plumbing work and I put in random places?" I'm like, I beg, you and your paper, I beg, carry yourself away. So, but that was good. But people in Florida, they are so nice. Everybody wants to talk to you. I was like, even at the beach, like people just talk to you randomly, strike up a conversation. I was like, oh, that's actually really
That's a
cool.
different
It
energy.
felt good. And then the next day we went to Lion Country, something like that. But it was really nice. Like that was the first. It's not. It's like a wildlife conservatory center in a way, which was like really good. Like they will tell you about the animals that are
What kind of
there.
animals do they have?
They had lion, giraffe. They had
Where were the giraffes?
zebra.
Like where were the giraffes? Were they like open
Yeah,
space or
everything was open space except the lions. They had giraffe. They had what's the name of this very big animal? Starts
they
with a
can't have
B. It's not
elephants?
buffalo. No, they don't have elephants. They have a lot of animals. They have like
Baboon?
different deers and different types
They
of.
have this.
Yeah, I think so. No, not baboon. They had No, I think they had baboon. They had like different types of animals, but it was like really cool. We saw the ostrich. It was nice.
Flamingo.
No,
What's
I
the
don't
pink
think we
one?
saw
What's the pink one?
flamingo. I think we saw flamingo actually. Yeah. So it was good. Like it was actually a really, really good experience. Then we went to Palm Beach Island as well. That was also really good. It was a great experience overall. It was just like it was beautiful. The weather was nice, like a good break.
Oh, Miami weather is always really good.
Yeah,
Like
except
most
when
of the
it's too hot
time.
and humid. So,
Most
but
of the
yeah, that
time.
was good. It was good. It was a good break. Then I had my time off this week, and you know when you just wake up and you don't have to worry about like you have a call. Like it was fantastic, like fantastic. I was able to get some things. I was able to deep clean my house.
Yeah, that's
I
good. That's a good
cooked
one.
this week. Like I can't remember the last time I spent like hours actually
What did you
cooking.
cook?
I think I was telling Ola, I was like, I said I cooked 4 different meals. I said me on a weekday. I cooked 4 different meals. I was so proud of myself. I cooked, of course, village rice, which is like
Standard. But you're back
it's
on.
been a
You're
while.
back. Okay, well, it's been a while.
It's been a
True,
while,
true, true.
so
Did
I
you
don't know if
cook
I'm
fried
fully
rice?
back because I cooked just a little. I didn't cook fried rice, but I made couscous instead. Couscous stir fry. You just soak it. You soak it in warm water or warm broth. But I already had broth, so I soaked it in warm broth and then prepare your stir fry and just put the couscous in it.
How
You
does it
just
taste? Like, what's the consistency of the?
it's it's more granular than rice. So it's like it's not flour, but it's like I don't know how to describe it, like small, small. So it's not like rice. It's
Like
like
when you're eating it, is it like corn? Like the way you eat corn and that texture, that feeling of corn.
not corn. It's like imagine that you grind corn, but it's not like smooth. It's like just small, small, small,
Like
small, like
rough.
millet, something like that.
Okay.
So, but that was nice. That was like different from what I would typically
Did you buy
do.
quinoa that time or have you tried
I
it?
did, but I haven't tried it. So I'm taking it like one step at a time. Instead of just making like rice meals, I'll probably just make like maybe one rice dish and then make something else. So couscous was the one that I really tried. I bought other things as well. I bought quinoa, I bought lentil, I
What's the
bought
first thing you cooked?
I can't remember what is it. The fourth thing I cooked. No, that's okay. I've talked about village rice. I've talked about then the other one I just made like tofu stew, tofu and fish. Maybe I don't know. I think it's a sauce actually. Like it's not grounded. Like there's a way I make tofu with fish. Oh, I didn't cook it. I didn't know it's already cooked. So like I just pat it dry and then put like the whatever like spices on it. Let it rest for a while. Then I air fried it and then I put it in oil. So if I don't air fry it initially, like what I used to do is I would maybe like put saute, not sauteed, like sliced veggies, mostly red bell pepper, like something that is like the for stew basically. That is not like too grounded. It's just like small
Like
chopped.
rough.
So and then I'll put like the tofu so that the sauce can enter it very well. And then I add fish. The fish I brought from Nigeria, I finally finished it. I feel so sad. I'm looking for a way to bring
Get
in
them to
more.
send you more.
Yeah.
I think that they don't transport fish.
Yeah, because
They
it
don't
can get
transport
mold
fish.
easily.
They
Yeah.
don't transport fish.
So if I see
The
someone
last one I
coming,
transported. But because you're also put inside the fridge, so it will last. What I'm saying is that if they transport fish and it gets delayed in one place or one place, a lot of things can happen.
yeah.
That's what happened to me the last time. But
And
that fish was really nice.
there's a lot of QC on fish. There's a lot of QC on fish
Yeah.
because it can
So
go
even
mold
when you
easily.
do like if they're sending you anything from like what's it called? What's the name of this one? This yellow one.
DHL.
DHL. They don't allow you send more dry fish
Yeah.
because if
There's
not,
a lot
that
of
would have
QC on
been.
it. So yeah, then I did ogbono as well. Yeah, so that was the fourth thing I did. So I made like rice and I made like stew or soup basically that you can use to eat meal. So yeah, my food is I have my fridge is loaded. And then that was like on one of the days also I bought juice. So now I juice a lot. So I juiced for like the although now all the juice are finished. So I have to so it's an every week activity because you can't keep
For too long.
4 is even pushing it. So 3 to 4
What will
days.
happen to spoil?
So it starts because it settles down and then you start seeing the concentration go up and then taste is also different as well. So it's more, it now tastes fermented and I don't know, it doesn't give you the best nutrient that you're trying to get from it. So what I usually do is like, I'll use Sunday, like when I was working, I'll use Sunday to juice and then for the next 3 to 4 days and then I'll make smoothies for the rest of the days and other healthy
Okay.
tea and natural tea and stuff like that. So yeah, see, this last week was very restful. I can go on and on. Like I even edited one YouTube video that will probably come out tomorrow. I'm editing another one as well. I get back to work on Monday, so but we'll see. But this week was very, 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 very restful. I was like, ah, no, this was
I
like
think
cool.
this your vacation pattern is giving what we talked to Nkechi about that time
Yeah.
about the
You first go, then you come
come
back
back
and
and you rest.
reset. No, I really
Like the
like
real
it.
vacation after the
Oh,
vacation.
I
So
really, really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it.
yeah, now you make me feel like I want to do vacation. I remember when I first started working, like back then before I got to like client work and before I got like really, you know, when you're still like
And they will tell you
starting,
that enjoy now, oh,
enjoying.
but you'll be stressing.
Then
Yeah.
I used to cook in the middle of the day. Like I can just be like, oh, I feel like eating salmon and pasta.
Yeah.
I will go there. I'll be sending a picture. People be like, hey.
I'm like, for real, like, if not for this vacation, I can't remember the last time. It's been probably like 8 months ish that I actually cooked. Not like, oh, just boil rice, you have stew somewhere, like cooked a meal. So it was good to see that. It was during this time I had time to watch Love is Blind. I binge watched it and finished it in one sitting. And I was like, at some point, I'm like, are you really productive? But in my head, I'm like, you have
Sometimes
been too productive. I
you
said,
need the
just not do
relaxation. You
anything.
need the relaxation.
Because there are some things that I wanted to do during this time that I wrote down, but I haven't really done it. And then I also feel like I think I'm also the kind of person that I'm more productive when I have a lot of things going on. I think so.
No,
The moment I don't have anything, I'm like,
just
okay.
relax. You just
Yeah.
relax. It's just like somebody was saying, like when you have deadline, and this thing happens to me too. Like when you have a deadline coming up, suddenly creativity, efficiency,
It
everything
comes
starts
in.
flowing. I don't know why that happens.
Yeah.
And I feel like I don't want to be that person anymore that you wait until almost the last minute or last day
I think
to
it's tricky
do.
when it's like personal things that does not necessarily have a deadline. They're just things that you have to do for yourself.
Yeah.
So that's where it gets tricky. The moment I now said, "Oh, this is the week that I don't have I don't have work. Let me just rest, and I'll have time to do this thing."
Yeah.
And they're
Yeah.
like, I'll do it
Like
tomorrow.
you will just
I'll do it next
relax.
tomorrow."
Yeah.
So I think I thrive doing multiple. Of course, I'm not talking like doing a lot of things. Usually, my weekdays are like for work, and then my weekends are now the time that I use because I'm like, oh, I've worked all week. Then there's not that part of I have to do this personal
Something
thing now.
else. Yeah.
But now I had all week to myself. I'm like, I'll do it. Enough about B. How was your week?
My week, my week's good. I traveled for work. So, you know, the funny thing, just the funny this thing about work. Anytime we travel for work, like we're always together, like me and my colleagues. We go in the morning to the client, we come back in the evening, we have dinner together. I always like the fact that we have dinner together because people are ordering different things and they order like different kinds of appetizers. So that's what gets me like trying new things that I probably will not try on my own. So I always like it. So and our partner, she always makes you order dessert. She's like, we're going to get dessert. So a lot of times when we travel to the client like that, we always go for dinner. So you don't really have any like personal time. So I think this time when we're traveling, when we saw the itinerary, so we travel on Monday evenings, then we come back on Thursday evenings. And I think Tuesday evening, there was nothing on the itinerary. And he was like, oh, personal day, you guys like sort yourselves
whatever you
out and
want.
everything. So we're not planning that. Okay, oh, are we going to? I said, okay. Everybody was just like, let's be watching. 12 o'clock on Tuesday. We're like, oh, oh, let's all go to dinner. Let's all go to dinner. And dinner is always on point. So I always enjoy like trying new restaurants. We tried. There was one place we went for lunch on Thursday before we traveled. Tap 42, Miami. I had one lo mein, and it's like some kind of noodles, like steak and noodles. So it was lo mein and then wagyu steak or something. I was like, it was good. I have a picture. I'm like, I need to look for where they're selling this in Atlanta. But now I will not find it again.
Yeah.
So that was nice. And then, so I think I mentioned in the first episode that I'm leading like the book club for our church. So like they are launching like small groups, like connect groups. And we launched on Sunday. So that was really good. They said we had 15 minutes for us to present. That's how the parenting team came out and they did show. Like they did like a small movie. We're not like, I thought we said we're just coming to, when it's like, oh, well,
so why did you bring knife to a gun? I mean, why did you bring gun to a knife fight?
So I said, I said, Mister, what am I going to do? The other ones took, everybody was coming with their own ginger. Oh, fitness, we're going to clinic. Me, I went there, I said, we will not be jumping too much over, you'll be intellectually stimulated. And then there was one group that was, I think it's the student group. She now came and was like, I beg, we are not reading books here. We are not jumping around. We are here to eat. Everybody was up. So there was that. And then I had a meeting with like the person who I'm co-leading with for the book club. And we're just talking about like different kinds of books and we have different, not too much different taste in books. But like, she's very, we need to learn. I'm like, please. So there's a particular book I think that I don't know, my book club members they don't know the book yet, but there's a particular book we're talking about and I'm like, that this book is it's very controversial. And it's good to learn, but also we also don't want that to be the first book that people will read, so that we ease them a little bit into it. But she's also a lawyer, so I think she's also from that law perspective. We need to see this. I'm like, okay, this is the law thing. And then what else did I do this week? Yeah, I think a lot of my week felt like it was very focused on work, like this past week, because of all the supposed fires that were happening. But we move, and then a lot of good like feedback as well. Another funny thing, when I went to see my client, there's one of my clients I had not seen in person, and I'd been working with him for like 4-5 months now. And I think when my other team members were traveling, because they traveled to Europe and everything, I didn't follow them. So when I finally saw him, my manager was like, wow, I'm glad I got to finally see you. And everything. And he gave me like this mini Bluetooth speaker. And he was telling me that, next time, he was like, next time you're here, don't schedule any meeting. Don't just walk up to my office. Like I was just like, so my colleagues were not like whining me. Not like, Timmy, your clients like you. Yeah.
That's the job of everybody that's working.
So it was a really good week. And then I had I had, what's it called now? I had to minister for like our workers meeting as well. So it was really good. I think I saw from the topic that was given and the scripture I was using, like God just revealed it in a new light to me. And I'm just like, you can just never know the end of everything, the end of like the Bible or God or Jesus, all of that. And I'm just like, okay, thank you, Jesus, for this revelation. So that's really it. And then I can't really say what's then oh God. So fun fact. I actually lost my ring in Miami.
Oh really?
I lost my ring in Miami. So I now told, so I think we're supposed to go to, is it Put Shack? Like, this mini golf this thing. So me, Precious and Game, we went to Put Shack. So I was like, that since we're going, that let's just branch out like the mall to see if, because I wasn't sure all my sizes and everything. So we now got there. So we're not even asking like, what's your, like, what do we like and everything. So Precious was like that she was thinking about it. I'm like, I don't really know. So we're just saying that we don't really know that. Let's even go there and see. So you know how they have all these different types, like the square, circle, and everything. So we're not talking. So you know how in your head you think you know what you like, and you think like, this one will fit me, this one might not fit me, and everything. So everybody was like, this is the one I think will fit me. This one I think will fit me. We now got there. We now pointed to different ones that they should show us. This thing. So you know how like all these diamond rings and everything, they have like carat and everything. 6 carats, 2 carats, 1 carat. So the first one I tried, it was maybe like pearl or something. I don't know if it's pearl they call it or over. No, pearl, I think. All of us tried it. We said, wow. And I went to throw Precious under the bus. The Precious was like, we're talking. We're like, she was like, I don't think I really like 6 carats. So the 6 carat was the second one we tried. Then we now is go and try one of the earlier ones that was like 1 or 2 carats. It means we're like, hey.
The difference is clear.
We're not saying the us before we enter the store and the us
different.
after is so different. I'm like, wow, this is the
Oh
reason
my
why people
God.
fall for bad men, because they will just give you a big diamond ring and you'll be like, oh my God, so beautiful.
Oh, so it hits differently.
So
That
that
makes
was it.
sense.
So that was nice. Like just going there, and then we went to put Shark and we played like that mini golf. I think I've played it before once, but like we got like all you can play or something, and we did like different courses. So that was really nice. So that was my week. And then Okajide came to visit us. He's on spring break, so he's around right now. So yeah, just that's my week.
Nice.
Thank you for saying it's nice. Thank you very much.
I mean, you had fun now.
I did.
You did work and you also had fun as well.
Actually. So
So that's good. But anyway, going back to work, I think that a lot of people, it happens to everybody. I personally believe, and the people that you think are the most confident, that they are fighting inside battles, but they show up anyways. So you
Yeah.
never know. Sometimes we are all in our head. Sometimes we
Big on
see
that.
our
Our own flaws.
imperfections very fast,
and we magnify
but like
it.
some people don't care like that. It's not you that you're thinking about. Like they just see a reflection of what you portray on the outside, which leads us to our topic of today, which is imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome. So imposter syndrome is not just even like work, because we've worked a lot of corporate jobs, so it's very easy to like.
Before we start, let me ask you a question. Did you feel imposter syndrome in Nigeria?
Maybe not imposter syndrome. I think it's also imposter syndrome. It's just mostly like when a lot of things fall into place and you're like, like you just have that feeling of like things are always, I don't know, is it imposter syndrome? Where you're just like, like how am I able to do this thing so well? So for me, for instance, like I studied human physiology, and while studying human physiology, I was also taking accounting courses, and I was nailing it. So at some point I was like,
And you know what is not funny is because some people that are accounting students might have been failing.
oh, of course, like people had, and this is not a reflection of whether you are smart or not, but you know, like when you take ICANN and some people have carryovers, and you're like, this girl that has no background at all. And so sometimes you're like, why am I like,
That's true. Remember, that's true. You're an accounting
yeah,
an accounting professional.
I am. I'm a
Live
child
different
accountant.
kinds of lives.
I know, right? What life will I live next? Be on the
Be on the lookout.
So at some point I'm like, I remember like when I was thank God for friends. Shout out to Turayo. Turayo was a major motivation for me while writing. That woman, she believed in me. I've not seen anybody believe in me like Sarah. Believe I say, even me, I don't know it's me. Because I remember when I wrote skills, I had an accident. No, it was professional. So I had an accident maybe September or something, and classes had started. Before I was able to join class, I was battling like hip dislocation, and a lot of things happened. So at that point, I was like, I don't think I'll be able to make it. But friends, have friends that can place a bet on you. She was like, no, just right. She was like, even if you carry it over, at least you have an experience. So you have nothing to lose. Kiniko. And thankfully I passed everything I want. So even when I got my job, I think when I now got the job with the accounting for 4 years, you just did ICANN and you did ATS and you did that. Do you think that?
Yeah.
But I excelled at that as well. So I think somewhere in between, there's always like this moment of self-doubt that like, is this sufficient that you that you don't even have any background at all, like is this sufficient? Like, will you be able to
do it,
do this and do it well? Like, what if you go to a client and they're telling you something and you're not able to, I mean, like when you're in audit, they also throw you on the field immediately, so you're already meeting clients, you're already expected to talk as if you're a professional, because those guys rely on you. So you can't just go there and say nonsense. Like, you have to know what you're saying. So there's always that point of, do I really know what I'm doing? Do I really know what I'm saying? But yeah, so in a way, I think it's just more now because of it's a different environment. You are trying to navigate, a different climate and everything. But you didn't feel imposter syndrome in Nigeria?
I'm really thinking about it, and I don't think so. Or maybe I'm not able to recall. But it's not even like I felt like, oh, I was on top of the world or anything. But I don't think, or maybe I couldn't identify. But I also don't think so. While I was in Nigeria, I also don't think I felt imposter syndrome. I think I do. The only time I even felt imposter syndrome was like maybe during, not even like work per se, because I know one of the biggest hurdles for me, like going from like the program, like finishing the MBA to like work, and this was even before I started work, was like, and it goes to one of the things I was planning to talk about, like even in this imposter syndrome, is like not acknowledging the value of what you are doing. I think that's where my own, I don't know if that's imposter syndrome, but that's where the banking I did, I was like, oh, it's not banking, because I was so used to it, I was so used to everything. Some people are asking me about my experience, and I'm like, oh, I did this, and I'm like, wow, I'm like, like it's like, it's not what I was just doing that I was even tired of doing. Like I knew it like the back of my hand, right? Yeah. So I think that transition for me from like banking to consulting, I just felt like it was this big thing. Like to me, banking felt like, I don't say banking felt very little, maybe because I was used to it, but it felt very small. Like and then consulting felt like this big thing, maybe because I didn't know anything about it, I hadn't experienced it before, and it was just like, oh, I was seeing people doing it, and they were like, oh, he sold this, and I'm like, banking, I know banking, but like this consulting looks very different. So I think that's the first place that I felt like that imposter syndrome of, what are these people seeing in me that I'm not seeing in myself, and they think I can do it, that kind of thing. But before that, like I don't think I really like put a name to anything. Like I don't think I'd experienced anything like that.
Yeah, I think the consciousness of it is more when you are out of that system. You might have felt days when maybe they would nominate you for something and be like, oh, this person should lead this, and you're like, oh, the consciousness of it is even worse, is more intense in corporate America. And that's just because like it's a different climate entirely. Like
very, very different.
We came into the MBA program, and you start to meet other people who have had like experiences, who they're like, it's no more in your cluster bubble.
That thing about meeting people with experiences, when you're saying, oh, when you're in charge, you're like, oh, my dream is to work in, let's say, WHO. You know, someone that is like, oh, I have 10 years of experience in WHO. You're like, like, oh, wow. Like, and we are classmates now. You'll be like, So again, going back to that bank, I'm like, is it me that was in the bank?
That's the thing.
So like you'll be diminishing exactly, like your work.
Yeah.
And you're elevating other people's work, thinking, oh, this person's own is nice. Yeah. Meanwhile, other people are looking at you and they're like, wow.
We're in our head a lot. A lot of people out there, they're thinking that they make it. You've said this thing before.
When I got my MBA, like not when I got my MBA, when I got accepted into the MBA and I started applying for like pre-internship offers and everything. If you remember, EY sent me information about, oh, you're coming to Chicago for the EY.
You were so excited.
I was so excited.
All of like over the world.
So excited. It was like I was like, I'm in Nigeria and they're already booking my tickets. Like me.
But now you are going to different states. You're like,
so it's when you're telling me that, oh, they're getting a car. I'm like, so like, why won't you get it?
I get what you mean, though.
Well, like, thank God for like that growth. But I feel like a lot of times we also like diminish certain things when we pass that level. It's like, oh, it's not a big deal anymore. Yeah. It's not a big deal anymore.
I agree. So if you go for national conference, please write your post on LinkedIn.
Your post on LinkedIn. Help yourself, please.
I will not judge. I don't even judge people's posts. See, now you know what team bring you come. Now you know your struggle. So now you know where they should pay you. Don't allow anybody's. But I get it, Sha. Like, don't allow anybody's. I feel like we compare ourselves to other people a lot. That's one of the things and comparison is a thief of joy. That's one of the things that also cause imposter syndrome, because like you just hear somebody talk and you're like, hey. You're like, how old am I? So this person that is like 6, 7, 10 years younger than me is like
doing
pulling
so much
rooms.
Stuff. Yeah.
And then like there will always be 19-year-olds that are breaking world record. Don't kill yourself.
There are 30-year-olds. There are people who are starting even when they are 50.
Yeah.
Right.
So comparison is
one thing I've also learned, like even just like in the environment, in this culture, is that you have to be the one to toot your own horn. True. Like, if somebody tells you, oh, I really love how you place this phone on the counter. Next time when I'm talking to my dad, I'm like, oh yeah, Ebun really complimented me about my placement of this phone on the counter. Yeah. I feel like I'm really doing a great job. And in my head, I'm like, why are you giving that information? But my dear, you better toot your own on, because At the end of the day, if you are not like
Oh my God.
giving yourself those kudos,
Yeah.
nobody will remember for you. Oh.
Aside that, do you know that it's a psychological thing where when I hear something about somebody over and over and over again, I start to see them in that light. So let's say like someone walks into the room now, somebody just tells me, that lady is badass. So like if you hear her talk, everything, and then maybe she start talking, and then she's like, oh, the other day
You
when I
already
was
have
in
an
Miami,
expectation.
the other day when I was in Chicago, I was talking to a group of, it could be church fellowship. So I was talking to a group of, like you know, you said you led something. It's like, oh, I was talking to a group of people about strategy, about this, about that. You know, in your head, you've already rated that person 1 million over 10.
True.
Because of what you've heard.
True.
Not
True.
because you know them.
And you're already anticipating what they are going to say.
Yeah.
So, and again, because you also trust the person, like if you tell me somebody now that, watch this girl, badass and everything. I saw a video yesterday about like models. I think they were showing how to work. And the caption at the top, you know these videos that have the caption, the thing said something like, natural aura or something. So me, I was
You were
waiting.
looking out for the
The
natural
minute it started, I
aura.
was like, I can see the natural aura.
Even if you don't date there.
This one, it did girl. When I go to the comment section,
Even if you
people
know
were now
they
pointing
did.
to a different girl. I'm like, you're not seeing right.
That thing is psychology.
It is.
It's like the moment somebody tells you, the moment I start telling you something about me, at some point, at the initial point, it might be annoying, but like, let me say it over, and that's why ads work. Because they want it to be in people's faces. Why do you think people? Why do you think people pay millions to be on Super Bowl? Because the more it's in your face, the more you think about it. So whatever I tell you, the more you start to perceive me in that sense. If I come to you and I'm always like, you know, when I first got here, like it was hard, but now we are trying. Like we are trying. Or if I come to you and I'm like, no, that's not a problem. I remember when I got here and then I traveled to this place, I spoke to these people, like I worked, you are starting to see me as confident. That may not be what happened though. Maybe before I got there, I was shaking.
I was like, hey.
But you won't know.
Yeah,
You
true,
only see what I'm telling you. And the moment I tell you once, twice, you start to perceive me in that light. Such that even whatever I'm giving,
yourself,
when I'm giving it, you'll be seeing me in the light of, oh, this girl is so confident. I want to be like this girl. Like there's this lady I started watching. Not watching, like started coming up on my time. Like this lady that just got a PhD at 25 or 26. Her name is, she's Southern African. I think she's from Zimbabwe or something.
This lady, I know who you're talking about. Is it Kativu? Like V? Is it
V? Yeah, it's V. Like I just love watching her. Like she's documented a story about how now I'm seeing her as one smart ass person. I'm like, oh, this girl is so smart. Like I can't see her beyond that. Maybe tomorrow, maybe by now, I don't know, whatever. But like that's how I perceive her. So whatever I see her do now, I'm seeing her from that light of, oh, this girl is so smart. She said she was going to get her a PhD. She got her MBA. She went to Harvard. Like, there's certain people now that I might even tell you some of them like, oh, I really like this person. The kind of aura that I'm seeing that person I'm like, I can't see you beyond, except if you not do something that maybe now, But like as long as you maintain that, I'm only seeing you from that light.
But even in that vein, Steph, I think because of that, like, and we talked about influence, like I think in one of the past episodes, right? So now, if for example you tell me that, let's say I don't know about this Vikativo, and you tell me about her, if I see her, like I'll be watching, I'm like, there's something about this babe. I don't know anything about her yet, though. But then I'm already like, oh, I might not even have seen that video yet. But maybe I'll be like, oh yeah, I know her. She's a very confident girl.
Yeah.
She just got her PhD.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about her. You know, so it's like that ripple effect.
It's
and
a ripple
on
effect.
And on and on.
Yes.
And what I wanted to mention is that there are some times too that people have, like you were talking about how Turayo like breathe life into you during the time you're writing the icon. There are people that will speak things about you that you yourself, you'll be like, I have to live up to this. like where did you get this expectation of me? So it's like, oh wow, now I have to, like, if you were planning to just like dilly-dally before, you'd be like, please, I beg, I cannot come and disappoint somebody's expectation of me, especially when you trust that person and when you value that person, right?
No, for sure. I think that's just one of the things. See, keep showing up. All of us, before we get into a meeting, in fact, there are sometimes that people that are higher ranks than me at work, after a meeting, we will now be talking about, oh, did you notice this? Did you notice that? I don't notice anything, except if it's something that was like very visible. Maybe like you fumbled really bad. But all those small things, like, oh, did you notice that I was repeating it? Or did you notice that?
People say that.
It's in our head. Like, or you know, after a meeting, like internally, and I'll be like, oh, like
I should have not said that.
And you're like,
I kept on saying this.
Oh, like you did? Like I didn't really see it, right? So it's like, of course, you're not showing up as a mediocre, but like keep showing up.
Yeah.
The best way to beat imposter syndrome is to keep showing. You are in your head. Me, I'm talking to myself as well. You are in your head a lot.
Too much.
You are in your head a lot. You
Too
see your
much.
imperfections that other people don't even see. Show up as the best version of yourself, and you'll be surprised how people see you versus how sometimes we don't rate ourselves. So
We don't.
somebody will even be complimenting you. You'll be like,
me. You see this shirt? I've had it for the past 3 years. No, I've not had this shirt for the past 3 years. You know, I'm like, sometimes I think it's that false humility as well.
Yeah.
That thing where you don't want to seem like. And again, there are some times where you know that you're doing a great job. Somebody's complimenting you, but because you don't want to seem overly eager or overly excited or like you don't want people to think you are proud. And I think that's a Nigerian mentality somewhere. You don't want people to think you are proud. You're not be like, no, you know, it's God, there's God in the aspect, but you're not like, no, as if you did not do any work.
Yeah.
That false humility is not gonna take you nowhere in America.
Yeah.
It's not gonna take you anywhere. Then one thing I also realized is that, you know, when we helped a lot of people when they were coming for like MBA, you know, practicing recruiting and things like that. And I think this was an advice somebody gave me, or I don't know if I just found out that I learned it myself or somewhere along the line. Is that sometimes when you're helping people like do mock interviews and everything, and you know you have a script in your head, you want to talk about how, I was working here first and I went here.
Yeah.
Then maybe I'm now doing a mock interview with you. I'm not like, you know, I was doing this and I'm making this. And I'm like, sorry, that's not how it's meant to be. And I'll be like, nobody knows except you.
Yeah.
Like if you decide to tell me now that, you started working in UBA, then you went to Kuso, then you went to EY, except me, nobody can know that's not the real thing. So it's just about just continue. So even in the same vein, like whatever it is that you're doing, as long as you're doing it to the best of your ability, and you're always thinking about how can I improve, how can I improve, how can I be better, and you're taking those stocks, like you will always go up. And I think there are people who also see potential in you. And that's why they can now like give you that feedback of, Ebun, just do it. It's a learning point. Or they will not have all those expectations of you.
Maybe you continue to meet those people.
Yes.
We
like
need
people that
them
will give you a chance.
Oh.
People that will give you a chance.
We need that.
When other people have like nobody's looking at you.
Yeah. And what exactly is imposter syndrome? It's just that feeling of I'm not enough, or like I don't deserve this, or like it could even be anything. Maybe you just, especially when you want to start something, I feel like it's also a vice of the devil, because when you want to start something and you are like, why will anybody want to buy this from me? Why will anybody want to listen to me? Why will anybody want to watch a podcast?
Not other people who are doing
not other people
thing.
Like there are better people who, and I'm talking to myself as well. Like there are better people who are already doing this thing. So what will my voice add?
Or when you see that people who you have high expectations for and they've now failed, it's not be like, this person who failed. Do you think you can do it?
Yeah. So, but I think. What is the best way? Let me ask you, what's the best way what do you think is the best way to overcome that? Am I a fraud? Like, how am I even here? You know, a lot of things, a lot of people also, when they are called to sit on the high table and they're like, me, like, what did they see in me to call me to this thing? In fact, I remember when I was in school, I got nominated for a lot of stuff when I was in school, and I think somebody nominated me for something. In my head, I'm like, what did this person? Because it's not like the person is like, we're not like close or whatever, but like the person saw an opportunity and nominated me for it, and I was like, what did this person see? Like, I'm just a Nigerian that just came with my accent, you know. So how do you think people can, you know, come off that am I a fraud, especially in corporate America as immigrants?
That's a very good question.
You're welcome.
Great question. Thank you so much for this question. I think it's going to be all about mindset and reframing your mindset. Because at the end of the day, I think one thing that has helped me as well is just thinking about you. So first of all, we have God. Like, God is our source. God is our foundation. God is everything that we have and we know. So I think when I just think about situations where I'm like that, I go back and I think like, okay, how did I get here in the first place? Like, there were certain things I must have passed through to get here. Like, nobody handed me this job. Nobody handed me an admission. Nobody, like, I know I'm not a cheat. I know I'm not a fraud. Like, I did my hard work with God's, like, blessing and God's everything on it. And I'm here. So it means, like, and I also know that I'm smart. So I feel like it's, like, reframing your mindset to stop thinking in the negative from, like, am I good enough to, I'm good enough, but how can I make sure that whatever it is I'm going to deliver is going to be good enough. And even if I don't get it to the 100% point I wanted to, how do I learn from it? So I think you have to rephrase your mindset. And it's not easy. It's very easy to say like, oh, rephrase your mindset.
Yeah.
But when you are dealing with the mind is a wonderful place. It's a very wonderful place. So no matter how many things people say, anything that is mental, anything that is up there is you. It has to come from you first of all. And that's where like the power of God comes in. Like that's where the power of the Holy Spirit comes in. Like you have to pray. Because if you consistently continue feeling like that, you will never feel like you will amount to anything. And I feel like it can also affect you negatively and affect the kind of work that you're doing.
Yeah.
So even then, you yourself, you will start self-sabotaging.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, they're putting you up for promotion or something. And you're like, I don't think I'm putting enough. I don't know. Then instead of you to put in the hard work to make sure that you get that promotion or get that thing, you self-sabotage, you don't put in the work. Other people now do better than you. You're not like, I knew it. I would have not gotten it in the first place,
Yeah.
So you self-sabotage. So first of all, you have to pray. Like you have to ask the Holy Spirit. Like he that is in you is greater than he that is in the world. There was, I think at the beginning of the year, when you are going into the new year, there's a lot of prayers that happen. And I remember one of the prayers that, I don't even know where I heard it from. One of the prayers that they said they were praying, I think it's in Victory. They were praying about corporate, like they were praying about entrepreneurs, they were praying about career people. And there was an analogy that she used. And they mentioned like, Noah was the one that built the ark now, right? And before Noah built that ark, did they build ark before? They did not build ark before. So how did Noah build ark? They stayed in that ark for how many days? Family, animals, everybody, they were safe. Because if you want to build car now, like you have to go through rigorous process, there's design, all of these things to make sure that it's safe. How did Noah build the ark? Not only build it, there was quality control. Everything was in place that when the flood came and passed, they were all safe and secure. So if God could download that information into Noah's head, what makes you think can help you write that business plan or write that case or write whatever it is that you're doing at work, right? So I feel like that's the first step, knowing that the God that you are serving is greater than whatever it is that is going on. He that is in you is greater than he that is in the world. So regardless of whatever case you are at work, school, whatever, is greater than that. And then you have to rephrase your mindset, like, God has not given us the spirit of fear. He has given us sound mind. So you have to continue telling yourself those things, like I have a sound mind. I have a sound mind. I'm not a fraud. I know what I'm doing. Even sometimes, even if you don't know what you're doing, but you have the capacity to learn, to ask people, to get advice. So I think that's how you can overcome it. And it's not going to be something that will happen overnight. You can't have imposter syndrome today and you're feeling like, oh, I'm not good enough. Then tomorrow you just magically, it's like renewing your mind. You have to consistently renew. What are you feeding yourself? What is the kind of information you're feeding yourself? Are you feeding yourself information of people that are saying, I've been in this country for the past 20 years and nothing has happened for me? If that's the content you're feeding, you will make it too. Sorry to say. But like, who are you listening to? Who are you watching? Are you watching people that are like, oh, I got here, I did this, I did that, and now God has been so faithful? Those things also help you and reframes your mind. And then it helps you see that, oh, there's a bigger picture. There's another place I can be. I can also do this. I can even do more, right? So I think that's what I would say for that answer.
So I'll say that for someone to call you to sit on a particular table, they must have seen something in you. So, like, when someone says, hey, like, do you want to attend that board meeting with the C-suite executive? Nobody just calls any random person for that. So there's something that they would have seen in you. So your own is not to worry about, oh, what they say me, what they say. Go for the board meeting first. When you come back, you tell God, say, God, I never experienced it too, but this is the least I will ever be. Like, again, people don't just call other people. And the tricky thing about this thing, people smell fear. And people smell. So like once you start like shrinking yourself and you're like, I don't think I really deserve this, and you're not asking questions, why do you think they picked me? People can smell it too. The second time they don't go invite you, because for them, they must have seen something in you to invite you for that thing. They must have seen maybe they've perceived you. Life is all about perception. Maybe they've perceived you as a confident person, as a very smart person. You're not trying to prove to them that you are not smart and that you are just there by luck. They will not invite you the second time. So attend first and, put in the face and tell them, oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate the opportunity and everything. And another thing that I was also going to say is that when you have imposter syndrome, that's not the time to run away from other people. So that's the time to surround yourself with people and learn from other people as well. So you mentioned something about like what you feed yourself. Like someone like me, or let me say me generally, when I'm on, I love to follow people that are achieving. I think sometimes when we're talking about something, I'll be like, this girl, she went to Harvard at the age of 22. There's one particular person, I think I told you a while ago on LinkedIn. I was just be saying that. I say, this is so inspiring. She went to Harvard, she studied this. She's living. She's doing things. Like, those kind of things to motivate me. Like, even this video, when I saw myself, I was like, this is so fascinating. Like, people are achieving things. So those kind of things motivate me, and the more I watch those things, the more I want to be as well. You look at someone like Ebun and Omo-Olorun and all those other people that are like, doing stuff, and you just look at their life, like you just watch them, you just follow them, you just hear what they say. Before you know it, you start to think in that perspective. You're like, I want to be this person, I want to even be more than this. Say, what can I do? Say, I have a vision, I can do this thing. You say, they share their story, you hear their story as well of how they got started. You're like, God is putting this in my heart, let me also start. Let me also go through the process in a matter of time. So, like, what you consume, if you and your friends, you're sitting there, you're talking about how you're not enough for the room, you cannot be enough for real. Like, you have to share with your friends about how they invited me for this. Like, hey, you are that girl. Hey, you deserve it.
Like, should have been inviting you.
See, like, this is how it should be.
Another thing I was thinking about now is that when you also have these thoughts of, am I good enough? What are they seeing in me? Also think about yourself, because what everyone was saying is that they must have seen something in you. If, for example, you were going to host a panel event to talk to young people, maybe teenagers, you will not look for any other person.
Yeah.
So you yourself, because you yourself, you don't want your panel to be a mess.
Yeah.
So you will look for, this person is doing this.
Yeah.
I know this person is doing this.
Yeah.
So if she now comes to tell me that, Omo-Olorun, I want you to be on this one, I'll be like, hey, me? Even you yourself, you'll be like, say. You'll be like, don't worry, I will invite you for the next one. It's a lie.
They will not invite you again.
Yeah. So you need to think about it like that if it was you that was hosting this conference and you want the conference to be successful, because again, your own reputation is on the line as well, whoever you are. So if you want to host this conference, and you yourself, if it's your business or you are the one that is doing it, you will think about people that you know that I trust you. I trust you. So you bring them. So it's that same trust that somebody is not looking at you and you're like, you've done things for me. You have a track record. Ebun, come and do this thing. So even if in your inside you're like, he tell that one to your mentors and don't tell it to the person that is asking you. Let tell your friends, mentors, let them encourage you. Then come there, come present, come confident.
Just show
Don't now come and say, what did you? Sorry, why did you decide to?
Show up. Keep showing up. Like, keep doing it. And I know there's also the part of, why will anybody listen to me? Especially people that are like, that want to maybe start something. Or like when we wanted to start the podcast, I don't think we said who will listen to us. Actually, I think we just started doing it.
I feel like we're overhyping ourselves. We're like, people need to listen to us.
I think the way we started is different. But let's say that maybe this is something
we didn't
that
have any imposter syndrome affecting us. I feel like we're very confident.
Because we didn't have a reason to. We didn't need the money. Like, it was not like we're doing it for money. So it's like, worst case scenario, even if not,
like our family and friends will listen.
Exactly. So I think the pressure is lower when there's no stakes in it. But when there's like a lot of stakes in it, when there's like high stake, then that's when you now start, like, oh my God, like, why would anybody want to watch me or whatever? True. But I'll also say that the power of confession is very, very important. Like, you need to look for scriptures and word that will put things inside of you. That would, for me, I would look at even Bible characters, right? Look at Deborah. There was one time I had to sit down and study Deborah. I said, this is a woman of war. Like, this is the only person, the only female that they refer to that went to fight war, like in the calibers of, Joshua and all those other guys. Like, there's something about this woman. Study people like that, confess. God has not given me the spirit of fear. He has given me the spirit of power, of love, and of sound mind. He has given me boldness. Like, you say all those things, you're like, God has given me. He said, the Bible says that if God be for you, say, who will be against you? He said that if your presence not go with me, I have the presence of the Lord. Therefore, I'm limitless. Like, so like, you just look for those scriptures and keep saying it. There's a way you tell yourself something over and over and over and over again that you start to believe it. So when you want to create that content, when you want to go for that event, when you want to, psych yourself up and tell yourself. And I hope you also have people that can psych you up as well. I hope that you have people around you that can tell you that you can do it. I hope when you have a business idea that you know that this thing can transform the world. I hope you have people that can tell you, yes, how can I support you? Because that's another thing as well. If everybody around you, if you say, I want to do this thing, and everybody around
Like
you say,
hey,
you.
say don't dig pit for yourself. Oh,
So, that's another different one again.
that's one that you have to start questioning yourself and your plans in your life, because it's like, are you yourself? Are you serious? Are you sure?
Yeah.
But on the opposite side, what if you've heard from God, and other people are opposing you, like they don't want you to do it, or they don't think you can do it? There's a place of, if you've heard from God already and God has prepared you, and you've planned and you've written the vision down, you've made adequate proper preparation, like go ahead, like don't listen to the naysayers, right?
See, and there's a part where, of course, like to start, maybe you need people around you to help you get started. See, and when you even start, you need to boost yourself, because I've realized that
encourage himself in the Lord.
My dear, when you are starting something, people will encourage you. When you start, when you are in the middle of it, everybody has gone back to their own business. Our first podcast episode, if you go and look at the comments, go girl, go this, go that. Because there's always that first time effect. Everybody wants to show their sister,
their support and their love.
The 50th post. You can't rely on other people's love and confidence.
You know the worst that can happen if you are like a podcaster or something. Let's say beside someone, the person is on Instagram, the person is showing you something. Then like, you now swipe, then you now see your podcast. Person now swipe, you're like, hello. Swipe down and watch it.
Okay, so I was having this conversation with somebody, and the person was like, "Oh, when I post, like my friends don't react and comment." I said, "Are you ready?" In actual fact, when you know that you've blown or that you are doing well, is when people that are not your friends start to engage with your post.
Yeah.
If you rely on your, obviously, like you're supposed to support
you initially,
but before you know it, everybody has gone back to their own whatever. You're like, you have to keep giving yourself that confidence. And okay, I feel like your parents as well, like if you have parents, your parents as well, they are very good source of confidence, because they're like, my daughter can do it. They've not ever listened to your podcast, but don't worry,
there is nothing my father has not sent me. Sometimes my father will send me video, you now put, Omo-Olorun, you can be better than this person. And I'll be like, yes sir.
Nobody gives you ginger more than your parents can. If you have parents or parent figures, don't worry. Is it hype? They will hype you. They will hype you. Anything that you need. Just keep going.
Just keep going.
The day that you have one like will come. It will be discouraging, and then you go back to that video and you're like, you might even want to delete it, because you're like, maybe this video is not adding any value, or maybe what I'm doing is not adding any value. There's somebody that posted, she organized an event and nobody came. So she now posted it like, oh, like, I know that God told me to do this, I will keep showing up and everything. I said, wow, it's a lot of confidence to even post it. I don't know, I didn't follow the person, so I don't know how you turned that.
I would have done that using a worldly mind. I would have been doing it. Then I have 50, but I'll be like, this is my ministry. I mean, I come out and act like that's the first day. Not knowing that's like the 50th day.
I remember Pastor Dolapo Lawal. He was sharing that when he first started ministry in Atlanta, for the first 6 months, it was just he and his wife, and they would host service every Sunday as if they had a full crowd. I said, do you know the kind of confidence that you have that God told me to do this thing, to keep going for 6 months?
Paying rent, wherever it is you
yes, even for your wife, Seth, because your wife has to have caught that vision to have believed. Because imagine,
strongest soldiers are like ministers,
wives,
partners,
yes,
like,
spouses.
What?
Yes, at some point we not be like,
just be like,
are you sure?
Be like, bro, I know the worst part. The family too will not be calling like, you better
tell that man
to go and get a job.
See, that's you were just saying that we're not alone. No, you are not alone. You're not the only one. That thing that is going in your head. Trust me, every other person that showed up, everybody that you're looking at, they had that thing in their head as well. Some still do, but what, they keep showing up, and you will never know. You will never see.
I feel like there has to be like a psychological, like, and I'm sure that somebody must have researched it, like a psychological like name to this thing, because I don't know if you've noticed, but like there are some people who am I to say somebody does not know anything, but there's some people that you are like, this one does not know anything. How are you confident that, like, they will be the ones to open their mouth first, and when they talk is rubbish they're saying, and they're like, Then you that you probably have something
You
worthwhile
now
to
keep
say.
quiet.
You are now the one that is quiet and you're second guessing yourself. But the people that don't really have anything of substance will be the ones talking and opening their mouth and like cho 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 cho. And it's not like so I feel like it's the inverse. Like people that, and again, I don't say that because what if you're just confident, but some people that they don't have anything of substance, they're the ones who are not afraid to share their mind, share their thoughts, share whatever it is, and they're not the ones, they're not afraid to think about the fact that they'll be selected for that promotion, or they'll be the head, they'll be a director, or this person, or they can make VP or whatever. But you that you know that you have all the qualifications, all the education, you'll be like, can I really be a manager? When meanwhile you should probably be the vice president or something. So I beg, please let everybody.
That thing, like no matter what you feel, let it stay in your head, but just show up because I feel like my take home will be give yourself more credit this year. Like give yourself more credit. You'll be surprised that even the moments when you don't think about it, like sometimes some people will open their mouth and say something, everywhere will just go quiet. Like people will just be like, wow, like you just said something really good, and those moments you'll be like, wow.
you feeling the opposite.
No, like you know how maybe you've been in your head for so long and you're like, oh, like I don't want to say anything, I don't want to sound dumb, I don't want to like do that, I don't want to that. The moment, the day you now muscle up courage and you now say something, people are like, oh wow, like where has this person been? You know how you know there can be like 5 people here that maybe we see each other every time, and there's one person that is invisible to us.
Everybody.
It's like we know that this person is there, but like
just never think about the person.
You think about who you've heard. You think again. This thing is being in people's faces, being in people is psychological. They see you more than they see other people. So that's why even at work, like when they are giving people leadership positions, these people that they know and they have seen that they are giving. True. So if there are like 5 people here and one person is just saying, I don't know if I'm enough, I don't know if I'm enough, and no, see
like that one.
The day you now maybe muscle up quiet, you now say something, people will be like, we have this person.
Have you been quiet all this while?
Where has this person been all these years? Like, are you in this group? You know when they start asking you, do you work in this organization? How long have you been here? 5 years.
Like, did you just move to the Atlanta office? Like,
we're like, you've been here for 5 years. So give yourself more credit this year. Like just try it out, right? For the next 2 months. I'm not saying just open your mouth and say rubbish. Of course not.
I'm not
like
for that. Excellence is what we are speaking.
If you listen to our last episode, you know what we're talking about.
So it is well. And also another point that we've mentioned already is like don't underestimate the value that you're bringing to the table. Don't underestimate the value that you're bringing to the table, because the fact that you've gotten to where you've gotten to, nobody handed it over to you. Like everything that you've done, like your knowledge,
except you're a fraud.
That might be a fraud. You should not be having imposter syndrome. It's you that will be having audacity because you think you can get away with what you're trying to sell. So there's sometimes too that it's necessary for you to take stock, right? Like the project I'm on right now is like a year-long project, and we're getting to this is 11th month. And I was just thinking back to like month 1, month 2. And I'm just like, hey, there's a big difference. And but not only in the fact that I've grown, because obviously in 1 year you have to grow. But I'm just now seeing certain things like maybe when I just joined, or maybe when I was still very new to the firm, and you'll be quiet and you'll not say something. Nah, I'm just talking. Oh yes, I was just like, oh, why was I quiet? But the thing is that you can't ever take it away from you can't implant that knowledge now into somebody new, because it's like even if somebody is not telling you, oh, I just don't feel, and you're telling them, no, just talk. You can't say it to them.
And you have to be the one to take a step. Exactly. The more you do it, the better you get.
Exactly. So I'm just looking and I'm just like, truly, like there is time, like even you doing work, like it changes a lot of things, like you improve. And there are certain times that even at work they might even tell you to do something that maybe you don't know how to do it, you've never done it before, but the thing that differentiates you from somebody that is a quitter or somebody that does mediocre work is that you are aware of the fact that you've not done this before, but you're ready to take on the challenge. And you're like, okay, you're ready to ask people, resources, look for, do your research, and then present something. People are like,
exactly. Yeah, no, that's a very good point. Instead of shying away from everything and thinking that you're not enough, why not like take it on, challenge yourself, do the best you can, do your research, ask questions. That's exactly how people know that, oh, this one I can trust her with even bigger things, because this one she was able to deliver. No, I agree with you.
There's another aspect I want to mention as well that I think also links to imposter syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's also when so we talked about underestimating the value of, underestimating your own value.
Mm-hmm.
But I think there's also like this perfectionist mindset of, you do a work and you've done a great job, but you just feel like
It's never enough.
it's never enough. There can be more. There can be more. There can
Come
be
on,
more.
ask me.
So when you now give it so much, but it's not like, wow, you did a fantastic job. And your head, you're like, it's a fantastic job.
Yeah.
I just did it.
Yeah,
now.
even the one that is now pointing out errors, like, oh, this one is crooked here, this one is
Yeah,
crooked.
and it's like-
You're not making the person now see the imperfection like you. Yeah.
It's like, okay, take your W, like they like it, and then just think about. So I think that perfectionist mindset of, oh, I want this thing to be what. There are some things that I do that are like, to me they are simple, and then somebody sitting there like, wow, this is great, and I'm like,
Yeah.
it's just,
Yeah.
But that's like me or me looking forward to something so spectacular and everything.
Yeah.
And you can never live up to that perfectionist mindset that you have. It's just going to pull you down. It's just going to drag you back and drag you down.
Yeah.
So
There's another part of imposter syndrome that I was going to talk about, and it's for people that have failed before. Or people that they've told them that they cannot do it. So, for instance, let's say that you make a mistake at work, for instance, and then they bash you and they even tell you that some people are they use derogatory remarks. They tell you that, oh, look at you, like it could be internal and it could be external. External from the fact that someone is the one inflicting that on you. That's a very tough one. Yeah. Especially because now you start to like doubt yourself when you do other things and you're like checking, oh, did I make a mistake? Did I make a mistake there? Whatever. But like one of the things that we talked about is make sure that you are improving yourself. It's like you are working towards perfection. It's not easy in that moment because we've all made mistakes before and there's nobody that feels good after a mistake. Like there will be a point of, you'll be watching your back and making sure that, it doesn't happen again and again. Yeah. So, but you have to just learn from your mistakes. Like take feedback. Like when people tell you, oh, like even ask for honest feedback. Like what would I have done better? And make sure that you are working on those things. Make sure that you are improving yourself. In fact, I tell people, like when people give you feedback, the next time you're talking to them, tell them that, oh, like I was actually able to work on this thing, and then point them to how you worked on it. And then they start to, again, you have to change because changing people's perception about you is very hard.
Very, very
when
hard.
The first impression that they have of you is that you are not good enough. It's so hard. So now you have to change your own narrative.
Yeah.
So when they tell you that, tell them, thank you, I appreciate your feedback, I'll work on it, and please work on it. When you're working on it and you're talking to the person again, tell them, oh, I really appreciated your feedback. I really appreciate the feedback that you gave me that day. After this particular day, I have done this, I have done that, and I think I'm doing good, I'm doing better. Like, let them know that you are working on it and you're a better person. Because you can't, it's a cliffhanger. You can't leave it like that. If not, like, you know how we say, once you perceive somebody, you also transfer that perception to other people.
I was going to say
so
that
if people now start transferring the perception of, oh, this one
doesn't know anything,
it's very dangerous. It's very dangerous.
Especially in corporate America, where word of mouth, it has a big influence.
And sometimes people can be unforgiving as well. So you have to like improve yourself, like learn from your mistake. Me, I pray a lot though. Sometimes I'm like, God, I beg, like this thing happened. I really don't like it. Help me to. And start to work, like be conscious about it. For the first few days, weeks, months, sometimes months, it won't be easy. Yeah. But I'll say just keep improving yourself. Keep showing up. There's always something to learn. Like you can't be at that point, you have to go the extra mile to even be better. So I hope that you're willing to go the extra mile. But that's the external part. The internal part is maybe you failed before and you're just like, so what's the difference? Like, why will I want to go again? But if it's something that you know that you're supposed to do, go and read stories of people that have failed and no, for real, like people that failed and they eventually made it. Like, because there's nobody that, especially the Abu, there's nobody that started like once and they just got it once. And
we've even talked about it on this podcast too, about maybe you've had a series of starting once and getting it once. The minute you get that first failure, it will hit you. It will hit you like very deeply. So that's why you have to know that it's not just you. Yeah. You're not the only one on earth that you've done something and you failed at it. No. Yeah. So if you need to look for people that they failed and then they now became successful, maybe you need to encourage yourself with that, right? Again, if you have people around you that will encourage you as well, do that. But that thing has to come from internal before it then becomes external. So you're not the only one that has failed. People have started businesses and it didn't work. People have multiple businesses.
Yeah. And then sometimes it only takes one to click.
Yeah.
So you're not alone, right? And I know it's going to be hard starting something again, but you just have to stand up and do it. You have to show up. Even if you're in your head and your head is telling you you failed before or whatever, just keep going.
showing up.
Go
Keep
back
showing
and
up.
cry and do whatever. But at least just stand up and walk first.
Yeah.
Like just keep walking, right? So
The minute you decide to just lay where you are and you decide not to move from your spot, that's when you've even become that's when you fail totally.
Yep.
Because you failing does not mean like if you are running and you fall down, you now say because you fell down,
You now sleep there.
now sleep there and die there. Like
Yeah.
no, you have to stand up again. Even if you start from crawling to walking before you now start running and even maybe possibly flying gone.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to take a step forward, one step at a time.
Yeah.
And
for
then
sure.
just keep showing up. I think
Yeah,
that's
keep showing up.
That's the word for the
Keep
day.
showing up.
That's
Someone
the
said
dose.
is that your daily dose? Yeah. Let's just do. What's your today's dose of EO?
My today's dose of EO is that you should not underestimate your value. And don't underestimate the value you are bringing to whatever it is that you are doing, whether at work, whether in church, in your own personal life, in your business, whatever. Like, don't underestimate what you are doing. The fact that you are where you are, you've worked hard to get there, and believe that God will continue to take you through.
Amen and amen. For me, it's someone said that consistency is not when you show up the same way every day. It's just basically you showing up. If you showed up like this today, tomorrow you show up like this. Next tomorrow you're like this. You're like this. The day after you're like this. Then you're like this. As long as there's a bar every day, there's something going on every day. That's consistency. Consistency is not, there's nobody that can even do that. Like you are waiting to be like this every day before you show up. It's not going to happen. But the moment you just show up in some form of way every day, regardless of how you feel, then that's consistency. The you of now is different from the you of 10 years. You said think about it. The you of now is different from the you of 10 years ago. The way you will show up in a meeting or in an audience now is different from the way you would have shown up 10 years ago. So give yourself some grace.
And give yourself credit too, like
Yeah.
you mentioned that before.
Yeah.
So guys,
We've been very deep today. Very
we are
deep.
always deep. Always deep.
I feel like these days our episodes go in different dynamics, and I love
go in a
it.
direction that we are not expecting.
I love it. I love it. But thank you so much for listening. We really appreciate you guys. Thank you for all the love and for listening. Please, engage. Let's know if you've ever felt imposter syndrome, how you've dealt with it. Even if,
Tips and tricks.
yeah, like if you have questions as well. I don't think we've mentioned this in a while, but we have a dilemma form that you can access if you go to our IG page. It's like right there on our description.
And it's anonymous.
Yeah, it's anonymous, so we won't know who is sending. Like you can just ask us questions. We can share some of our experiences with you as well.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. We are now on YouTube, so you can watch the video podcast. And we're super excited to bring you more content. So continue to stay engaged. Thank you so much. All right.
We'll see you in the next one. Bye.